Okay, the black bike, the limey bike, timing cover off and oil pump removed. And I have been texting back and forth extensively with Mike down at AMR, and we both come to the conclusion that is the obvious conclusion that the check valve ball just wasn't seating properly on the oil pump, and the oil is probably coming down and getting past that check ball. So the first thing he suggested is I put the oil pump back on and bolt it down, plug the oil pump goes out, and then put fresh oil in the oil tank and let it sit for a day or two and see if there's any oil seepage from around the edges of the oil pump or any oil at all. Okay, so basically we're going to test the seal to the pump and the gears inside the pump and see what happens. Probabilities there'll be no leakage at all, but I can do that and let it sit for a few days. After that, we will test the seat in the pump where the ball valve sits and make sure there's no burrs or wear or any deformations, and maybe even put the ball in that little goes out and give her a light tap just to set the seat and put it back together. So that's where we are. I'm going to go mount the oil pump and start the test process. Okay, so I've got everything I need to put the oil pump back in place. New gasket, put on dry, as per instructions. Make sure you put everything in the right place because it is perfectly possible to put this on upside down. It does have a flat side which matches the contour and a rounded side, so that's nice. But once again, flat side this way, little hole down here and there. Little mosquito flying around. When we get rain out here, we get mosquitoes out here. Little bitty ones. There we go. Okay, 1, 2, 3 holes visible. Slide this on. I am curious as to why this one is so tight. Remember, it was tight coming off. Usually it's just a pull off. There we go. In this case, star washers. Now, das Buch calls for 15 pounds, 15 foot-pounds, so I'm going to do that. All right, here's 10 pounds. 10 pounds. That's 15 pounds. All right, so torque to 15 pounds. Now I'm going to plug this little guy and see what I have in the way of nice soft rubber plugs. I'll be right back. Okay, I've got the pump installed, torqued to 15 pounds, and a silicone plug in the goes out tube. I'm going to put a quart of oil into the tank now and let it sit for the next few days while I'm out of town. Just sit here while I'm out of town. All right, so we're all set up for a multi-day test to see if any oil gets past the pump. All right, I'll show you something. None of my experts, and nobody that I've spoken to, has been able to explain why there's an extra hole right here. It's an extra threaded hole right there. That doesn't do anything at all. It goes flush up against the gasket and the outer cover, so nothing goes in or comes out of that hole. Nobody's been able to explain what that hole was, but my good buddy Richard across the street suggested that Norton probably contracts to various and sundry casting companies who make aluminum castings for their engine base sumps. And one of the companies had a specification for a hole here, or thought they did, and they made theirs with an extra hole here. That's as good an explanation or possibility as any. So that's why I have seen this hole on multiple years, and I've also seen multiple years without this hole. So it pops up into existence every now and then on multiple year bikes. As late as 75, there was a hole here on one of my photos of the timing case. By the way, I have photographs of every timing case from 69 all the way through 1975. If anybody wants the full library of all of the timing cases, so you can see what happens over the years, drop me an email and I'd be happy to send them to you. So, because I have a lot of photographs that I've taken over the last 20 some odd years. And it's fun to go back when you have a question and find out, when did this hole pop up? Well, the answer to this hole is that it popped up and went away, popped up, went away, popped up, went away. At least 3 different timing covers have pictures of it with the hole, as well as the other ones have pictures of it without, and multiple pictures of one showing it with and without the same year. It's just strange. There is no answer for that, the use of that hole, and the fact that it was a forging or casting anomaly, shall we say, is as good a reason as any. So that's about it. We're going to let this thing sit for a while, actually until the first of the year. And when I get here, we'll find out whether or not it's leaked any oil. And the fun just never stops. By the way, I had a question. Being a 72, the sump vent is here, comes out of the sump, up this monster tube, and all the way to the top of the, let me see, now I can tell you. 72, this is the sump vent. It's coming out down here in the back end of the case, coming up here and going into the oil tank right here on the sump vent Gazinta. So yeah, that's the sump vent is coming up here properly. These are wonderful oil lines, very impressive. Well, they're very impressive, shall we say. And that's just the way it is. So yeah, the sump is being bled out, pressure released out into the oil tank as normal. This isn't a scavenging problem because the oil was leaking down through the engine when it wasn't running, you know, so it was getting down there somehow. And this little area has to be the reason. So we'll see what happens when I get back early next year, and I will bring you up to date at that time. Like I say, the fun just never stops. By the way, happy holidays. Have a good Christmas, good New Year's. See you next year. Okay, here's a last minute addendum. To make sure that there is oil coming out of the tank and going down into the oil pump from the back, I'm going to pull this little plug out and see if I get oil flow. Then I'll put it back, and then I'll restart the test. So let me put this thing into the tripod and pull that little plug out, make sure I have oil flow down to and maybe even through. Okay, so let's zoom in there. I want to see oil come out of here. Then I'll plug it again. Then I may even secure it with tape just so I have it nice and dry. Okay. Okay, now let's see what happens here. Are you running? Yes, you're running. Okay. All right, so let's let this thing run. Hello. Yep. Say hi to the world. I'm making sure that oil's coming down into the pump and seeing if it'll come out before I seal it for the actual test. So I may have to wait a while. Scooby-Dooby-Doo. Be-dooby-dooby. All right, so it's 5:45 by my clock on the wall. I'll let this thing sit like this for a little while, come back out and see if I have oil flow, because I want oil flow into and through the oil pump before we check this drain down test. Okay, so I'll be back in, I don't know, I'm gonna go watch TV for a while. I'll come back and check for oil flow. Well, okay, that didn't take long. It is now like 5 minutes after what I said before. And we are getting drips of oil out of the pump, so we know that the pump is passing oil. And now I'm going to dry it off really good and put this stopper back in it. And it's silicone, and silicone's slippery, and it's in oil, and that's slippery. So I'm going to put some tape across the top of it somehow. Okay, so it won't come loose. Let's see if I can do this. Let's see if I can string some painter's tape over this. I'm going to move you to the side. Let's see if I can do this. All right, let's see, what can I do? How can I do this? I can go across here like that. Okay, that's it. That's holding it in. All right. Okay, end of test. End of test setup. We'll see how it goes when I get back after New Year's.